inspired by life.
I am inspired by life. You
Is it real? Life's replay. It's found in the image my mirror shows
Inspired by
me.
life.
Mirror, mirror on the
All right,
wall.
let's get into it. Back to Fundamental Analysis PDF. This is Israel James. I'm taking you through it. Groovy. So let's go over and recap what we are reading and what we have read. Fundamental Analysis, that's the PDF, the overview. Hey, it's better to take a dual approach. Be technical, be fundamental before investing. Get good companies. Why? Because you want to take on this holistic approach for using both fundamental and technical analysis so that you can get savvy enough to use some strategy like the core satellite approach, where you take 100% of your capital and you allocate it into or divide it into tiers or into categories or into columns. Say 50% into passive income, 25% into growth stocks, 25% into speculative stocks, something like that. The mindset of an investor, hence be an investor. Don't be a speculator, don't be a trader. Just buy good companies and use the compound effect. And you're going to grow your money by using the compound effect. So now you're going to understand the company how? By looking at its AR, its annual report. Annual reports are provided to you by the accountant, and the accountant prepares these annual reports with you, the investor, in mind. For you provide the resources to use the capital when the company is attempting to grow, so it does not have to get into high gearing. It doesn't have to raise a lot of debt. And so, the company can grow organically if it offers, let's say, a high dividend. Yeah. So here we are. Let's see, annual report. Here's a company. We're going to assess the annual report. We're going to go to the company's website, find the latest annual report, download it, and we're going to dissect the annual report. So here's a financial highlight, but let me get into chapter 3.2. What to look for in an annual report. So you're going to be careful and decipher the facts from the marketing content. And you are going to go to the company's website to pull up the annual report. And you're going to see financial highlights. You're going to see the management statement. You're going to see management discussion and analyst, 10-year financial highlights, corporate information. You're going to see director's report. You're going to see report on corporate governance, financial section. And the first thing for a lot of Indian-based companies will be the financial highlights, just an extract from the company's financial statement. So I'll zoom in to show you, or let's go to this actual company. Here's a bank in India. So just a bird's eye view, an extract from the financial statements. So you see how much standalone total assets this company has, over 14 billion. The core operating profit after tax, net interest income, net interest margin, period end deposits, period end advances, total capital adequacy ratio. And so financial highlights, this is a bar graph, so it can be in different forms, but you get to see this company is growing. This is just highlights, right? So now we see message from the chairman, and this is where you're going to get your qualitative aspects from. So let's get back to the book. So the next two sections: management statement, management discussion, and analysis. So we get the qualitative aspects. You get to see what the chairman, um, what he or she feels about the growth of the company. So for instance, let's get into this message. So this bank stayed committed to its articulated strategy of risk calibrated growth in 2022. Let's see if we want to know more. Here it is, message from the chairman. Indian economy was resilient and saw strong rebound and progress towards normalcy. The chairman is feeling optimistic about the growth of this company. And you would get to, after you read the chairman's message, you would get to the next section, the management discussion and analysis. And here are the micro trends in the economy, the overall economic activity of the country, and the business sentiment across the corporate world. Management discussion and analysis. You would go and click on the link provided in the annual report, and we would read through the 28 pages of the operating agreement, inflation, everything on the macroeconomic aspects. How can macroeconomic decisions like interest rates, inflation, how can those things affect the business growth, financial markets, banking sector trends, monetary policy, monetary measures, what's the outlook, what's the strategy? And you would see how this company that was faced with these macroeconomic problems were surmounted. So there we have it. Chapter 3.2 summed up in a nutshell. Yeah. So let's go over what we read. We talked about financial highlights are first in the annual report. We'll just go ahead and say A, capital R. And information displayed will usually be some visual data. They will use data visualization, some chart, some graph. And so now we can say what's to look for in the AR, and we saw the first thing. First, especially in Indian-based companies, financial highlights. Yeah. So extract, we'll say this is an extract of extract of the financial statement. There we go. So say less. Second thing was the chairman's message. Yeah, chairman's message. And what do you get here? You get qualitative aspects here. Say less. Third thing we saw. Management what? Discussion. Management discussion and analysts. And so here we see macroeconomics effects. Macroeconomic effects and strategies to to surmount or overcome those macroeconomic effects or problems.
Don't go off words I say. Recall those vibes I gave.
Recalling those vibes. Ask the ladies, ask the guys.
Recall names. Don't go off words I say. Recall those vibes I gave.
I practiced those vibes, contemplated those vibes, made those vibes. What's my name?